Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the main news on Camnet TV, coming to you live on Topstar channel 106 on Camstream app. We are also streaming live on Facebook Camnet TV, as well as on our YouTube channel Camnet TV. Here are the headlines in our news tonight. KASANDA arrested again for allegedly defrauding a company of $275,500 United States dollars. CAAC criticizes judiciary over granting of bail. Farmers urged to transition to commercial farming for greater benefits. In international news, Cameroon election tension mounts ahead of official results. And in sports news, Zambia falls to Paraguay in Under-17 World Cup opener. I will be back with the details shortly after this break.
Are you looking for a reliable and efficient courier company with international standards? Then let UBZ Courier, your trusted partner in swift and secure deliveries, be your ultimate choice. Whether it's a small package or a hefty consignment, UBZ Courier handles it all, locally and internationally. Our modern call center ensures personalized attention for every client. For seamless deliveries within Zambia and beyond, trust UBZ Courier. Call us now on +260 763 062 680 or visit us at plot number 15 Mwapona Road, Woodlands, Lusaka, Zambia. UBZ Courier, a world-class brand that can be trusted.
With the news in detail, my name is Sylvia Zulu. Police in Lusaka have arrested and charged businessman Shadrach Kapasa KASANDA 36 of Ibex Hill for allegedly defrauding Africa Tango Limited under false pretenses. The suspect is accused of claiming he would supply the company with 20 kg of gold between July 27 and October 20, 2018. Deputy Public Relations Officer Godfrey Chilabi says KASANDA has been formally charged with obtaining money by false pretenses, contrary to Section 309 of the Penal Code, Chapter 87 of the laws of Zambia. The suspect has, however, been released on police bond and is awaiting his court appearance.
Police in Lusaka have formally charged and arrested Shadrach Kapasa KASANDA, 36 of Ibex Hill, Lusaka, with one count of obtaining money by false pretenses, contrary to Section 309 of the Penal Code, Chapter 87 of the laws of Zambia. He is alleged to have obtained $275,500 United States dollars from Africa Tango Limited under the pretext that he would supply them with 20 kilograms of gold. The incident is reported to have occurred between July 27, 2018 and October 20, 2018 in Lusaka district. The suspect has been released on police bond and is awaiting his court appearance.
The Zambia Consumer Association, ZACA, has raised concern over the increasing reports of abuse and exploitation by online money lenders who are allegedly charging exorbitant interest rates and using intimidation tactics to recover debts. The association says many of these lenders operate outside the established regulatory framework, taking advantage of financially vulnerable citizens in urgent need of assistance. ZACA Media Team representative Sandra Muchima says the association has been receiving numerous complaints from consumers who have fallen victim to unethical online lending practices. She reviews that some lenders have gone as far as threatening borrowers with public exposure, job loss, or contacting their employers when they fail to repay loans on time. Conduct she describes as gross consumer abuse and a violation of basic privacy rights. ZACA is now calling on the Bank of Zambia BOZ and the Zambia Information and Communications Technology Authority ZICTA to take urgent action to regulate, monitor, and where necessary, deregister online money lenders that are exploiting consumers.
We are deeply concerned about the growing number of online money lenders who are charging exorbitant interest rates and using threats and intimidation against the consumers. Some of these lenders have even gone as far as threatening to report borrowers to their employers or have them fired, a practice that is completely unethical and illegal. As ZACA, We are calling on the Bank of Zambia and ZICTA to take immediate action against these exploitative online money lenders, including investigating, regulating, and where necessary, deregistering those that are violating consumer rights. Consumers deserve fair and transparent financial services, not harassment or abuse. Therefore, ZACA will continue to stand for the protection and dignity of every Zambian consumer.
Zambia and Namibia have pledged to strengthen defense and security cooperation in response to emerging regional threats such as terrorism, organized crime, and human trafficking. This commitment was made during the 26th session of the Zambia-Namibia Joint Permanent Commission on Defense and Security held in Lusaka. Speaking during the meeting, Ministry of Defense Permanent Secretary Mambo Hamaundu said the two countries must work closely to maintain peace and stability in the region. Mr. Hamaundu further urged the Commission to come up with practical measures that will enhance coordination between defense and security agencies of both countries. Meanwhile, Namibia's Defense Permanent Secretary has reaffirmed her government's commitment to continued collaboration with Zambia in addressing cross-border challenges.
Aware that the growing threat of terrorism and extremism has continued to pose security risks to the Southern African region. This is evidenced by the ongoing insurgent activities in some countries in the region, which have the potential to spread to other nations, if not curtailed. That's why I'm urging you to put in place practical recommendations or solutions that will curtail this threat. In addition, Co-Chairperson, transnational organized crime, smuggling, poaching, illegal migration, as well as human and drug trafficking, remain a source of concern, as these threats not only jeopardize our stability, but also adversely affect economic growth in our countries.
2025. We are pleased to report that the Presidential and National Assembly elections conducted in November 2024 were held in a peaceful and transparent manner, culminating in a smooth transfer of power, a true reflection of our shared democratic values. We remain confident that the upcoming regional and local government elections in November this year will be conducted in the same spirit of order and integrity. The security situation in Namibia has remained stable during the past period.
The Community Action Against Corruption, CAAC, has expressed concern over what it describes as a growing trend in the judiciary to selectively grant bail to convicts linked to the current government while denying it to those associated with the previous administration. The organization says this emerging pattern undermines public confidence in the justice system and violates the principle of equality before the law. CAAC Chief Executive Officer Brighton Tembo said it is disappointing to see the courts applying the law inconsistently, particularly when it comes to bail pending appeal. He noted that while some politically connected individuals have been granted bail under similar circumstances, others from the former regime facing comparable charges have been denied the same relief.
You know, as an organization, we now believe that the current corruption fight being waged by the Anti-Corruption Commission, Drug Enforcement Commission, and the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions is slowly becoming what we may call animal farm type of corruption fight, where corruption of those who are closer to the current regime is not treated as corruption as such. No wonder it is receiving never-ending kind of investigations. But corruption of those who served in the previous regime is receiving supersonic kind of investigations, and it is also receiving heavy punishment, contrary to lighter sentences handed to people who are involved in Suji, like 5 months and 2,000 kwacha kind of fines. So that is not the right way to go in corruption fight. Then we also wish to appeal to President Hakainde Hichilema to use the same determination, interest, and zeal that he used in the prosecution of Joseph Malanje and his co-accused, by doing the same, contacting leaders of Asian countries that were listed in the Financial Intelligence Center reports of 2023 and 2024, so that the people who are involved in externalizing those funds to Asian countries can also suffer the same fate like that of Joseph Malanje and his co-accused. I think that will help to bring closure to the Financial Intelligence Center report of 2023 and 2024. Then, as an organization, we are also concerned by the growing trend by the judiciary to selectively deny bail to those people convicted of corruption from the previous regime, but aggressively grant bail to those who are closer to the current regime. That is selective corruption fight, and there is no justice in doing that.
Climate smart agriculture expert Dr. Oliver Bulaya has warned that delayed payments to farmers by the Food Reserve Agency (FRA) could negatively affect productivity and disrupt preparations for the next farming season. He says prompt payment is critical for farmers to plan adequately, purchase inputs on time, and sustain agricultural output across the country. Dr. Bulaya noted that while the government deserves commendation for purchasing more maize than initially planned, the delay in settling payments has placed many farmers under financial strain. He explains that this year the FRA procured about 1.7 million metric tons of maize, for exceeding the original target of 500,000 metric tons, which contributed to the payment backlog.
Purchasing more than what was budgeted for, like 500,000 metric tons to 1.7 million tons, which is good, for our farmers, especially that the farmers have produced more than, and the government is the one that is providing, sustained markets for them. We hope that the private sector, also participating in this, but we understand that the floor price that is being offered, by the private sector be compared to what the government is providing. So we saw a situation where many of the farmers offloaded their markets, at the Food Reserve Agency depots. And this also challenged, resources, from the Food Reserve Agency. And we've been told that, the closure for the Food Reserve Agency is on 31st October. And we believe that by then, all the farmers will be paid, all the monies that has been owed to those farmers who were not paid to date. May this be a learning point, for the government for the coming seasons. We need to make the challenges that we've faced in this season to be a learning point, and that will help the government to plan ahead, especially in the coming season, even as we anticipate higher production than we've attained, this year, looking at various initiatives that has been set, and also looking at the resources that is being delivered, to our farmers.
SIDCO Zambia head of agronomy Roderick Mvumba has urged farmers to graduate from emerging to commercial status to help meet national production target of 10 million metric tons of maize and 1 million metric tons of soybeans. Speaking during a farmer training session in Solwezi district ahead of the 2025-2026 farming season, Mr. Mvumba said emerging farmers have the potential to develop into commercial producers capable of responding effectively to the presidential directive. SIDCO Zambia Commercial and Sales Manager Audrey Du-Toit highlighted the importance of proper lime application to address soil acidity. She noted that crops like soybeans are particularly sensitive to acidic soils and require good soil management for optimum yields and farmer income.
It is yet another farming season to prepare, and SIDCO Zambia is already training emerging farmers from Solwezi, Kalumbila and Mushindamo districts in Northwestern Province. The workshop is aimed at equipping farmers with knowledge on how to manage cash crops like maize and soybeans, to help them achieve high yields in the 2025-2026 farming season. SITCO Head of Agronomy Roderick Havumba, who was one of the facilitators, stresses the need for farmers to move from emergent to commercial farmers.
As a government, we know that there's a pronouncement that we need to at least produce 10 million metric tons by the year 2051 or so. We cannot achieve this overnight. We need to carry everyone along. And we feel that the emergent farmer segment is one key segment that we can easily develop and can answer quickly to this appeal that's been made through the government.
And SITCO Commercial Sales Manager Audrey Dutoy explains the objective of the training.
I do think that if there's a gap in our agriculture in Zambia, it is the understanding of the importance of lime, especially for soybeans. Maize is slightly more tolerant of acidity, but soyas are very sensitive of acidity. So that's one of the things that we were discussing. We were discussing fertilization, we were discussing weed control, all of the things that a farmer needs to manage to get an absolutely fantastic crop.
And Damason Navusongo, a farmer from Mushindamo district who cultivated 100 hectares of maize this marketing season, expressed gratitude for the training.
As farmers, we want just to assure you, Sidco, that the information that you are giving us, we are not just throwing it anywhere. Next time when you come to Solwezi here, when you visit our farms, you'll be able to see what we have learned as theory today. You'll find it as practical in our fields.
Emerging farmers have great potential, and with the right support, they can grow into large-scale producers. Chapunga Manengu reporting for NAIS in Solwezi district.
Swala Pilu, an organization dedicated to raising awareness on mental health, has expressed deep concern over the increasing number of suicide cases among men and women in uniform. This follows the recent death of a police officer deployed at the Lusaka Water and Sewerage Company who reportedly took his own life using an AK-47 rifle. Mary Kufanga, Executive Director of Swala Pilu, has called on the Inspector General of Police to convene a meeting with officers of all ranks to discuss grievances and identify practical solutions to the pressures faced in their line of duty. She emphasized the urgent need for structured support systems to safeguard the mental well-being of personnel.
Barely a month has passed and yet another tragedy has struck the nation. A police officer deployed to work at Lusaka Water and Sewerage Company has taken his own life using an AK rifle 47. The reason behind his death has not yet been established. This heartbreaking incident has left the Zambia police fraternity and the nation in deep sorrow. As Swala Pilu, an organization dedicated to suicide prevention, we are deeply saddened by this loss and wish to express our heartfelt condolences to the family, colleagues, and friends of the late officer. We call upon the police command to urgently address the growing mental health challenges within the service before more lives are lost. Our humble appeal goes to the Inspector General of Police to convene an urgent meeting with officers starting from the senior ranks to the junior ranks to openly discuss their grievances and identify lasting practical solutions to the pressure they face in their line of duty. Furthermore, as a faith-based nation, we urge all Christians in Zambia to raise in prayer against this spirit of suicide that continues to take the lives of many, especially the youths. Let's join hands in prayer and collective action to protect life and restore hope in our communities. As an organization dedicated to suicide prevention and promoting mental health, to raise awareness across all the 10 provinces of Zambia with adequate financial and logistical support from partners, stakeholders, and well-wishers. We are committed to taking this message of hope and prevention to every corner of our great nation.
Central Province Permanent Secretary Dr. Muna Mwanakapwe has called for urgent measures to contain and preserve the Lukanga swamps, emphasizing the need to end all forms of illegal activities taking place in the area. Dr. Mwanakapwe expressed concern over the increasing levels of illegalities and the construction of permanent structures within the protected wetland. He said such actions threaten the ecological integrity of the swamp and undermine sustainable resource management efforts. Meanwhile, Hope Mambwe, Senior Natural Resources Management Officer at the Ministry of Lands, said her team is in the province to conduct a stocktake of natural resources. She explains that this exercise aligns with Zambia's commitment under the United Nations Convention on Biodiversity following the adoption of the Global Biodiversity Framework at the 15th session held in 2022.
Central Province Permanent Secretary Muna Mwanakapwe has called for the conserving and preserving of the Lukanga swamps and end all illegalities. Dr. Mwanakapwe has bemoaned the high levels of illegalities in the Lukanga swamps, such as the unauthorized digging of canals and building of permanent houses.
A lot of illegalities are happening there. There are people who have been staying there for more than 20 years. Right inside the Lukanga swamps. What are they running away from? So people do illegalities outside, they go in the Lukanga swamps deep, and no one is able to fork them out. So there's need for us to devise systems of getting right inside. The permanent homes that have been constructed there must be managed. The canals that have been sunk to drain water from the Lukanga swamps into industries must also be managed.
And the Minister of Lands Senior Natural Resources Management Officer Hope Mambwe says our team are in the province to take talk on natural resources.
The reason why we are here today is to inform you that one of the activities on the roadmap is to take stock of what Zambia has done since 2015 when our NBSAP was developed. What measures have we put in place to ensure that our biodiversity is conserved, our natural resources are protected? So we've picked on your province, it being central. We are conducting a stocktake exercise that will help us know where we are since 2015 and where we intend to be because of the new adopted framework, which was adopted in 2022. So this exercise entails us to go in the field, to conduct desktop review, convene and make sure that we have a report that is going to speak to the revision of the NBSAP and come up with the 7th national report.
Clement Kachali reporting for NICE in Kabwe, Central Province.
Nkayama constituents Member of Parliament Kapelwa Bangweta has assured residents that the disbursement of the 2025 Constituents Development Fund CDF grants will significantly improve living standards in the district. A total of 62 clubs and cooperatives across Nkayama constituents have benefited from this year's CDF grants component. Mr. Bangweta encouraged beneficiaries to adhere to their approved business proposals and ensure that the empowerment funds are used strictly for the intended projects. He also urged residents to take advantage of the ongoing voter registration exercise and register as voters. Speaking on behalf of other beneficiaries, Mrs. Ntumwa commended the government for the empowerment initiative and urged fellow recipients to utilize the funds responsibly for sustainable development.
Catch with joy these Nkayama Constituency Development Fund 2025 grant beneficiaries, and Nkayama Town Council has awarded a total of 62 clubs and cooperatives in Nkayama constituency under the 2025 approved Constituency Development Fund amounting to 2.5 million. Officiating at the handing over ceremony of all Constituency Development Fund grants, Western Province Minister, who is also Nkayama Member of Parliament, Kapelwa Bangweta, urged beneficiaries to utilize the funds well and encourage residents to register as voters.
To the beneficiaries of the grants, we please beg you not to have the spirit Councillor Brian spoke about. Let's have the spirit which will encourage other people next year and the years beyond to come, get the grants, start businesses or strengthen their businesses, so that after so many years, this, our constituency, can contribute to the GDP of our province and our country in a positive manner. That's what we want to see. I would like to encourage everybody who is here, when you go back home, please encourage those people who require the voters' cards to register now, not tomorrow, but now.
Speaking earlier, Nkema Council Deputy Chairperson Noviasi Norubutu and Nkema District Administration Officer Agapero have appealed to the beneficiaries to utilize the money well.
Today's handover of these grants comes following financial literacy training for all the beneficiaries by the council staff working with other government departments in the district. This exercise was meant to curtail misuse and misapplication of funds, in turn increasing the success of various businesses the groups will undertake.
What we are urging the beneficiaries is that they should utilize these funds for the intended purposes. It is through proper utilization of these funds that we can reduce poverty among our people.
Meanwhile, some beneficiaries of the 2025 grant have expressed gratitude towards the development.
Alieni liobele kisande masherenge aluna ili kuti talaizwe akubone sese zalile kakale kafale fertilizer ne luinganga mwa January kotoka chenu fa mangi fertilizer inzi mwandu ya hae
oluina kikwahule nisigayo kona kuli lumye nintu yakuli mwendi alukaba nikalo echwalo batu abanaku kuziyele hahulu kakuli babamu bazwa kwahule bazama misipiri emitelele chwela siba bukaufi mukafumana kuli hakuna kunibanana mane bakanga bukaufi.
Kelvin Kabiramsiewa, Camnet News in Nkema District, Western Province.
The Lusaka City Council, LCC, has warned traders and bus drivers operating in the Central Business District, CBD, against conducting business on top of the city's drainage systems, saying the practice poses serious risks to both infrastructure and public safety. This follows an inspection conducted by the council, which revealed that some traders and bus drivers were setting up operations on newly refurbished drainage structures. LCC Public Relations Manager Chola Mwamba said the council has implemented a proactive maintenance plan to monitor and assess the performance of the city's drainage network. She explained that these will help detect potential hazards early and prevent blockages, particularly during the rainy season.
The Lusaka City Council is appealing to traders and bus drivers operating in the Central Business District to refrain from conducting business on top of the city's drainage system. This appeal comes after today's inspection of works by Lusaka City Council that revealed that some traders and bus drivers were operating on top of the newly refurbished drainage infrastructure, posing a significant risk to the system. The council is concerned about the potential damage this behavior may cause to the drainage, including infrastructure blockages, costly repairs, and maintenance that may occur. Above all, operating on top of the drainage systems can also pose risks to human life. The council has implemented a proactive maintenance plan to monitor and evaluate the performance of the drainage system, preventing blockages and detecting potential hazards on time. The Lusaka City Council would like to appeal to traders, bus drivers, and the general public to desist from indiscriminate disposal of waste and also to respect the city's infrastructure. We are committed to providing a healthy and safe environment for all residents.
You're watching the main news on Camnet TV. We now take a break.
coverage of any breaking or latest news in Zambia and around the world on Camnet television, call the numbers on your screen. Camnet television, bringing to your screens fair news, impartial news, credible and reliable news all the time. Get the whole truth on Camnet World News. Camnet Television, not just another channel.
Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962 642 490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Potatoes, the unsung heroes of flavor. From crispy chips to creamy mash, potatoes are the versatile superstars of your kitchen. Grown with love by our dedicated workforce drawn from around the community of Palavana. Savenda Farm's commitment is to see to it that we have potatoes that are grown right, healthy, big and tasty. For that quick fix or big celebration or that meal that brings family together, top chefs rely on the Savenda potato to create culinary masterpieces. And for others, it's that icebreaker to a delightful conversation. So, embrace the magic of Savenda potatoes. They're not just a side dish, they're the heart and soul of your kitchen. Savenda, save nations, develop Africa.
Thank you so much for still staying with us. In international news, tension remains high in Cameroon as the nation awaits the official announcement of election results by the Constitutional Council, now scheduled for Thursday, October 23rd. In the aftermath of the vote, several candidates have claimed victory, contributing to growing uncertainty among the population. Aissa Chiroma, the candidate of the Cameroon National Salvation Front, FSNC, has addressed both his supporters and national authorities, presenting what he claims are official polling station reports showing a substantial lead in the elections. Chiroma has released these documents since Sunday, asserting their authenticity and urging authorities to take note. Meanwhile, the National Vote Counting Commission continues the process of verifying and compiling official results, ensuring that the electoral outcome is accurately documented before the formal announcement.
A cargo aircraft skidded off a Hong Kong runway and collided with a security patrol car before both fell into the sea early Monday, killing the two people in the car, according to authorities. The plane's 4 crew members were unhurt. The Boeing 747, flown by Turkey-based ACT Airlines, was landing at Hong Kong International Airport around 3:50 a.m. on arrival from Dubai.
a.m. this morning, our cargo aircraft
flight UAE 9788 departing from Dubai to Hong Kong went off from the rough runway. Upon landing, and crashed through the fencing and into the sea. Unfortunately, an airport security patrol car was there at that time. The aircraft collided with the patrol car and pushed the car into the sea. 4 aircraft crews on board and quickly rescued by Fire Service Department. Fire Service Department also rescued 2 security staff from the sea. One was certified dead at the hospital and other certified dead at the sea.
Weather was suitable at the time the plane landed, and the cause of the crash was being investigated according to authorities.
Zimbabwe's governing ZANU-PF party has said it will begin steps to extend President Emmerson Mnangagwa's term by 2 years, potentially keeping the 83-year-old leader in power until 2030. The party adopted this plan at its annual conference Saturday in the eastern city of Mutare. Justice Minister and the party's legal secretary Zambi said the resolution instructs the government to begin drafting legislative amendments. Under Zimbabwe's constitution, Mnangagwa is due to step down in 2028 after completing 2 5-year terms. Any extension would require amending the term limit provisions and potentially referendums, according to legal experts. Mnangagwa came to power in 2017 after a coup ousted longtime leader Robert Mugabe. He was formally elected as president in the disputed 2018 general election. After his re-election in 2023, Mnangagwa described himself as a constitutionalist and said he would not seek a 3rd term.
Tension remained high in Cameroon as the country awaits the official announcement of election results by the Constitutional Council. Issa Chiroma, the candidate of the Cameroon National Salvation Front, has once again addressed his supporters and the national authorities, while also calling the incumbent Paul Biya to accept election defeat. To the outgoing President Paul Biya, you have led this country for 43 years. History is watching you. You still have one chance, and only one. That is, to leave office with dignity as a statesman, to respect the will of the people. Do not end your reign with such blatant fraud. Chiroma also called on Cameroon's neighboring countries and other international partners not to remain silent. He insisted that their voices could play a crucial role in safeguarding peace in Cameroon. To our neighboring countries, particularly Nigeria and Chad, to the African Union, to the European Union, United Nations, France, to the United States, to all international partner countries. Do not remain silent. Your silence condones dictatorship. Your voice can protect peace. Meanwhile, the National Vote Counting Commission is hard at work verifying and compiling election results. Chiroma has also called upon the council to declare true election results. You hold the future of a nation in your hands. You have sworn to protect the Constitution and defend the law. Today, you are facing history. You can either validate the truth of the ballot box and give Cameroon the peaceful change it demands, or condone fraud and plunge our country into an uncertain future. The Constitutional Council has now scheduled Thursday, the October 23rd, to release the official results.
Zambia's young female football team, the Young Copper Queens, faced a tough start in the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, losing 2-1 to Paraguay in their Group F opener. Despite taking the lead through Victoria Mbali's goal in the 10th minute, Zambia's defense faltered, conceding 2 own goals to hand Paraguay a 2-1 victory. The match, played at the Muhammad Football Academy in Sel, Morocco, saw Zambia's goalkeeper struggle with 2 unfortunate errors, allowing Paraguay to capitalize and take the lead. Despite their efforts, Zambia couldn't find the equalizer, with Mesic Pasola missing a penalty in the 8th-9th minute. Zambia Under-17 coach, reflecting on the match, has assured fans that the team will work on its errors as it heads into the next match against Japan. She says the aim of the team is to get maximum points from the 2 remaining matches.
We need a lot of concentration in the back and in the goal. Our goalkeeper was a bit jittery. We still have to psych her. As you know, this is a developmental stage, and we've seen the errors. Going back to the drawing board, we are going to work on them. But overall, in the second half, they were able to pick up, and we did much better. And we're going to pick up from the second half performance and work on the errors that we encountered in the first half. Definitely, it's not an easy path going forward, knowing Japan and also New Zealand. These are teams that have been at this stage for a long time. And Paraguay was one of the teams that we really had to get maximum points from. But every game is different, of players are different. We're going to talk to the girls. We continue working on our mistakes in training so that we can try as much as possible to get best results from the 2 games that are remaining. Knowing that we need about 16 teams to qualify into the next round. We're still going to push. We're not giving up. We're fighting up to the final game of the group so that we see how far we can go. Mistakes are normal in football. Jitteriness at this stage is normal, and that's the more importance of playing a lot of friendly games so that that jitteriness is removed from the girls. So we've played this game, we've picked up our lessons, we've removed some of the jitteriness that the girls had, and going into the Japan game, regardless of the results that we got last year, it's a new game altogether. We're going to face it as we face it, and the girls that we have are different, some with a positive attitude, some that showed negative attitude. We're going to talk to them, we're going to work on them, and we continue building the team from here.
That's it for our main news tonight. Here is a recap of the stories making headlines. KASANDA arrested again for allegedly defrauding a company of 275,500 United States dollars. CAAC criticizes judiciary over selective granting of bail. Farmers urged to transition to commercial farming for greater benefits. In international news, Cameroon election tension mounts ahead of official results. And in sports news, Zambia falls to Paraguay in Under-17 World Cup opener. We now look at the Camnet verse for the day, coming from the book of Joshua 1 verse 9. Have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not be afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest. My name is Sylvia Zulu. Remember, you have been catching us live on Topstar channel 106 on Kenstream app. We are also streaming live on Facebook Camnet TV, as well as on our YouTube channel Camnet TV. Thank you so much for watching. Good night and God bless you all.